Now this world is a very special place in history of this game for me. This is my first ever Minecraft world. This house used to be made of dirt, and I was so proud of myself when I made it out of wood. It was like the first week of Minecraft Xbox 360 coming out, and I was just blown away. I think this was supposed to be iron blocks, but I don't know why it's stone. 'Cause I remember this was before iron golems were long before a thing, because, you know, the Xbox 360 edition was like several years behind the PC edition. Like, we had the old alpha Hearthstones for a while, but, let's go inside. All the chests are broken. I never finished this floor. I really like buckets, apparently. Minecarts, I will stand by this. Minecarts used to go super fast. So fast. But then they, like, made them slow and they made them really loud for no reason. It's just really stupid. I just noticed there's also dirt underneath that. That's interesting. Just no organization. Just throwing stuff wherever. I was collecting all the different dyes I found in the world. Oh, yep, the dispenser duplication glitch. I recognize it when I see it. I wonder if we have any, like, glitched items in this world. Doesn't seem like it. Huge mining cave tip, bring wood and torches. So wholesome. And it took me so many years to actually mine the top of the stairs, so you just hit your head on the way down. Well, I guess I started there and gave up, but you know how it is. Nope, and this was bedrock, right here. What are we at? Yeah, sure enough, block 3, block 2, like that, yeah. Warning, deep holes, zombies, and skeletons. I remember making this because it was like my first night, and there was just so much noise down there. Like, just, it sounded like hundreds of zombies and skeletons. It was insane. And it took me so long to have the courage to come down here, and all it is, it's just a random hole. And the reason for all this was because there was a dungeon here. I remember being so blown away because the only time you ever found mossy cobblestone was in dungeons. And see, I always had a lot of fun with TNT. I just, like, want to make explosions and whatnot, and just completely just wrecked everything. I had random towers. I'm assuming those are places where I had caves. There was no end dimension or anything at this time. Like, everything was very primitive. I guess it was just me just making up water thing for no reason. We have a grave thing back here. The sign's broken, which completely sucks because it did have dates on it. I think a 2012 date on it, but this was the grave spot of my first ever wolf that died. I remember that guy. I don't remember how I got killed, but right next to it we have the world's first wheat farm. Very futuristic. Very cool. Then we got some sugarcane, which I'm a little surprised, because I must have played this world. I don't remember if they added sugarcane to way later, but I remember it being so rare that some worlds just straight up had no sugarcane. Like, you can go through the entire world, because they were limited at the time. There was no sugarcane. It was the worst. This stuff was so rare. I didn't even think you could do anything with it, because there was no enchantments at the time. You can make books, but that was it. Like, bookshelves, that was like the only purpose for it. Seems to be nothing back there. Check out this roller coaster. Oh, but before we do that, here we go. Doghouse, smiley face. Despite it being the doghouse with some arrows, all the dogs are outside. A little street lamp thing. A house that was never even finished. Don't even know what this would have been. I just remember it being like this, and I never got back to it. And since I'm so offended at how slow they make you on minecarts now, I'm going to proceed to not use the minecart on this roller coaster. Because I'm like, oh, I want to go from one end of the world to the other. And you quickly find out that the worlds were quite tiny. This took me so long to do. I did this for like hours. Now here's where things get a little freaky. From this point forward, oh, it was nothing but water. Just ocean. This was the edge of the world. It was just infinite water that way, nothing else. And everything on that side, that grass, that sheep, these trees, that generated when I loaded this world up after pouring it over. None of this existed. This is all the new modern day materials, underground surfaces, and new villages, all that. Because there was no villages back then either, so if I kept going that way, I would find all the new content. Like, this is like, just, like, it just, I don't even know how to put words into it, but just, it's freaky to think that, like, this is from, like, over, like, 14 years ago or whatever. And this is, like, now. It's, very strange. So I kind of gave up really quick, and I didn't really, do the same for the other side. So I kind of just goes across, goes up. So I'm sitting there for some reason. And sanks, they ran out of blocks. And it just goes up here, and it stops. And then you go back down, and you just ride it back and forth. Or wait a minute. Was that at the edge of the world? No. There's blocked there. Maybe? No. No, definitely not, because all the edges are just here. Yep. And here's another one of these holes. Just, you've seen a bunch of these. Probably repeating myself. But this was bedrock level, right here. That's how deep things went. We didn't go very deep. That's what she said. I wonder if the edge is, yep, right here. Here's the other edge. Would have been infinite ocean from that point forward. And now we got this whole mountain. It's even generating the water. Wow. Because you can just see the line from that point that way all the way back to where we were. Yeah, the world was, it took probably like half an hour to fill up an entire map. And that's and like I never learned how to use a map after that. I'm like, oh, I have the whole world now, it's easy. But then worlds became infinite, you know. What's the point of this? Nothing really, a pumpkin. But there is one thing, though, that I really want to show off, and this is, I think, is the most mind-blowing part, besides the fact that we have new generation over something that's over a decade old. And that is with the Nether. So immediately, things are a little funny. I don't know what's happening there, but... Oh, because I think that was the original portal, but just spawned that one in existence. And, back then we had a tendency to spawn in the sky a bunch. But, yeah, that's the point. It's quiet. There's a white fog everywhere. The only thing that exists in this world is self-standing netherrack. The Minecraft says, where is it? We are in Minecraft Ocean. That's the biome. And the bedrock wall. Now, the bedrock wall is interesting because the Nether was so much smaller than the overworld, and like this was the edge of the world, quotation mark. And there wasn't really, oh, what's this? There wasn't really anything to the Nether. It was just empty. Like there was just nothing. There was no point in living here. I completely forgot I even had like a little base in the Nether, even though there's no point of having one because, you know. There's literally nothing. It was just, you came here for the glowstone, soul sand, netherrack, and some zombie pigmen, but for some reason it's a bunch of overworld mobs. But, what I want to do is do this. And go through the bedrock wall. Like, I can't be the only one that's not, like, just blown away by this. It's like a giant prison. It's just a giant bedrock prison. Like, this is it. This is all it was. There was one more thing I wanted to mention. You could not break bedrock in the original, even in career mode. You couldn't break the bottom block. You could not break into the void for some reason. There was always all kinds of rumors, like if you broke the bottom layer and fell into the void, it would crash your game and whatnot. It was weird, but I've never, and it was glitches, but I never got to do them in time before they were patched, but I don't know, just some weird quirks with that video I have. But first ever world. Revolutionary. Check out some more, eh?